Hey there, it's that time of year again. We all start making our New Year's resolutions. Or at least some of us do. I know there are folks that are somewhat anti-New Year's resolution. They say things like, don't wait until the first of the year, start now. Or, the first of the year is really arbitrary. You could start your goals any day. And while all of that is true, there is something refreshing about the 1st of January and the brand new year ahead. At least that's the feeling I get. So why not use that as a time to reflect and set some positive goals for ourselves? Now the truth is, oftentimes, we set some goals that are so lofty, they're almost unattainable. Or at least they seem that way. For example, if you're thinking about health and fitness, you might write down, lose 50 pounds, or run a marathon. Now these are things that can't be done in a week, or even a month, and sometimes they just feel daunting. But a year is a long time, and real progress can be made in that time. There's a saying, there's only one way to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So what we need to do is break these big New Year's resolutions down. Break them all the way down into daily, bite-sized, manageable chunks. And these bite-sized little chunks will help us progress and achieve that end goal. John C. Maxwell said, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." I think he nailed it. The secret to our success is in our daily routine, in our habits. So how can TickTick help us achieve our New Year's resolutions? Well, we'll set our New Year's resolutions, but more importantly, we'll set up and track our habits right in TickTick. So the first thing to do, if you don't have it turned on already, is to turn on the habit tracker. So go up to your profile picture in the upper left corner, click on Settings, then go to Features, and right here is the switch to turn on the habit tracker. Once you do that, you can X out of this. You'll see TickTick refresh. Once TickTick refreshes, you'll now see the habit tracker icon over here on the very far left navigation pane. So if you click on that, it will take you to the habit tracker. Now mine right now is empty, but I'm about to change that here shortly. So one of my New Year's resolutions or goals is to read 20 books. Now if we do a quick calculation, the average book is maybe 350 pages, multiplied by 20, gives me approximately 7,000 pages that I'll need to read. So let's divide those 7,000 pages by the number of days that I'll have in 2024, which is normally 365, but actually 2024 is a leap year, so there's 366 days. And it comes out to 19 pages and some change, so I'll set a habit to read 20 pages each day. So to start setting up this reading habit, I'll hit the plus button up here in the upper right corner, and I'll give it a name. Now notice I didn't set my habit to be read 20 books. Instead, it's just read 20 pages. That bite-sized, manageable chunk that I'll be able to achieve each day. Let me choose an icon for this habit. The frequency is going to be daily, and the goal right now is set to achieve it all, but I'm actually going to change this to reach a certain number. And if I click down here, I can change this to, I want to reach 20 pages. And when checking, I don't want it to be auto, I actually want it to be manual, and that way I can input the number of pages that I've read. So for example, if I get up in the morning and I read 10 pages, I can come out to my habit tracker, check it, and it's going to prompt me for how many pages I read, and I can put 10 in. Now that won't completely achieve my habit for the day because I still have 10 more pages to read. So later on in the evening when I come back and I read 10 more pages, I can check that habit again and then input the 10 more pages, which will bring me to a total of 20, which will achieve that habit for the day. I'm going to press OK, and OK again. Now my start date I want to set as January 1st. And the goal days, I would normally choose 365 days, But since 2024 is a leap year, I need to set that as custom 366 days. And did you notice that? It doesn't let me choose 366 days. So if you can see in light gray, it says 1 to 365 days. So this is a bit of a flaw with TickTick, I would say. I can either choose 365 days or I can choose forever. I think for what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and choose 365 days. Now for the section, right now it's marked as others. If I do the drop down, I can see morning, afternoon, night. But what I want to do is add a section. And what I'm going to input for the section is actually going to be my New Year's resolution. So in this case, it's going to be read 20 books in 2024. One thing you'll notice is that TickTick doesn't allow you to input spaces in this particular window. For some reason, I think it's another bug. But in any case, we can correct that later. I'm going to click OK. And I don't want a reminder, so I'm not going to set that. And I'm just going to click the Save button now to save my habit. So in order to correct that section title, if you want to, you can come up here to the section, and there's 3 dots next to it, and you can click Rename. And here you can actually input the spaces. Then just click off of it. Alright, so my New Year's resolution is read 20 books in 2024, and my daily habit that's going to help me get there is read 20 pages. Alright, so let's think about another New Year's resolution, maybe related to health and fitness. Let's say we have a goal to run a marathon in 2024. Now, I'm not a marathon runner, so I don't know that much about marathon training, but I do believe that there are multiple types of runs that you would do. For example, a speed run, maybe a long run, and a tempo run. So in that case, if we're going to set run a marathon in 2024 as one of our New Year's resolutions, we'll want to set multiple habits under that New Year's resolution. So I'm going to come back up here to the plus button. And for this habit, I'll put speed run. And to choose my icon, this time I'm going to switch over to the A. And remember that trick I showed in a previous video where you can actually input an emoji here. And I'm going to choose the lightning bolt. Frequency on this one is going to be weekly, and it's going to be 1 day per week. In this case, I'm going to leave the goal as achieve it all, meaning I either completed the speed run or I didn't. Start date January 1st. Goal days, I'll choose 365. And for section, I'm going to add another new section here called Run a Marathon in 2024. Click OK, then click Save. So now I have another section of habits for my Run a Marathon New Year's resolution. And right now I have the speed run under it. I'm going to fix the title. And now let's add a few more habits under that section. And for the section, I don't need to add a new one this time. I can just select Run a Marathon in 2024 and then click the Save button. So now I have 2 habits under that section. Let's add one more. Change my frequency to weekly, which reminds me, I might need to go back and check my long run habit. I might have set the frequency to daily, but this one's going to be 1 day per week. Achieve it all. And for section, again, we can choose Run a Marathon in 2024 and click Save. Okay, let's go back and check the long run and make sure that we set the frequency properly. And we did have it set to daily, so we'll just change it to weekly now, 1 day per week, and click Save. Okay, so now we have 2 New Year's resolutions ready to go in our habit tracker. I'm going to add one more New Year's resolution to my habit tracker. This one related to finances, and that way we can have a nice round number of 3 New Year's resolutions. So back up to the plus button, and this New Year's resolution is going to be to max out my Roth IRA contribution. So in order to do that, what I'm going to need to do is another calculation. I believe the max Roth IRA contribution for 2024 is $7,000. So if I get paid bi-weekly, that gives me 26 paychecks. So I'm going to take that $7,000 and divide by my 26 paychecks. Comes out to a little less than $270 per paycheck. So for my habit, I'm going to input contribute $270. So the frequency on this one is not going to be daily, and also not weekly because I get paid bi-weekly. So I'm going to choose interval, and here I can set however many days I want the interval to be. So in my case, that will be 14 days. So I will need to achieve this goal every 14 days. Now in this case, I'm going to leave my goal as achieve it all. If I thought that maybe I would contribute, a little less, or maybe I'll contribute it, $100 here and $100 there, I might choose reach a certain amount and set it to $270 here, like this. And put manual again. That way I can input the number of dollars that I've contributed, and hopefully I can reach $270 by the end of the 14-day period. But in my case, I'm going to leave it as achieve it all. So I either contributed the $270 or I didn't. Again, start date January 1, goal days 365. And I will add another new section since this is a new New Year's resolution. Click OK, and then click Save. Then I'll come up here and add the spaces. So now I have my 3 New Year's resolutions all set up in my TickTick habit tracker, and 2 of them only have 1 habit under them, and that's okay. And 1 of them, the Run a Marathon New Year's resolution, has 3 different habits under them. And we also set up different frequencies. So my reading habit is daily, whereas my Run a Marathon habits are once per week for each, and my IRA contribution is once every 2 weeks. In my opinion, this is a great use of TickTick's habit tracker. So take some time, find a quiet spot where you can be by yourself, and really sit and reflect and think about what are the real resolutions you'd like to achieve in 2024. Then take the time to set up TickTick's habit tracker with those resolutions. That way, by the time January 1st rolls around, you're also already up and rolling. I want to end with one more quote, and it's a quote I think about often, probably at least once a week. And this one's by Jim Rohn. He said, "It's nice to know that any day you wish, you can change your whole life." Well, happy holidays, everyone. And here's to crushing 2024. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.